What's going on, family? It's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray here for sports. And tonight, the talk of the town when it came to local sports radio was the fact that USC, USFC, as we call ourselves now, we understand the fans of South Carolina understand one thing and one thing's true. We are the real USC, no matter what Southern California has to say. But University of South Carolina Clemson Tigers will not play this year. The ACC allowed a 10+1 schedule where they will allow for a potential rival to have one game with somebody that was in state. But the SEC decided to, you know what, we're just going to do a 10-game schedule, no non-conference, no matter if your rival is only 90 miles away from you. And the state legislator may get involved when it comes to that because there are protections that are in legislation that will allow the South Carolina and Clemson game. And I know you may be saying, look, man, why you care so much about this game? Guys, it is the one of the greatest rivalries in modern history. You may not be a Gamecock fan. You may be a Clemson fan, even though Clemson has won the majority of the games. South Carolinians still look for the game. And the fact that the game is not being played, it ruffles a lot of people's feathers. I live in the upstate. I have never seen Clemson fans and South Carolina fans so mad. During the season, we hate on each other. You know, Carolina fans hate on the success of Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tiger fans. The Clemson Tiger fans has allowed the 5-game winning streak that we had at the beginning of 2010s. They have surpassed that. So it's a fun rivalry, but at the end of the day, we're all South Carolinians. We all love the game because if you are a college football fan in the state of South Carolina, you are either a Clemson or a South Carolina fan. So we got some news, some reports that let you know that, hey, look, they were fighting to keep this game, meaning the president, meaning Ray Tanner, the athletic director, meaning Will Muschamp. And I'm going to read this right now. So let me get into my screen. So this is Bubba Britton. This is at Tygo Bubba. It says, gotta give credit where credit is due. Apparently, Gamecocks football was the lone dissenting vote in the SEC on the conference-only schedule. Props to the U of SC, which I still don't like, for trying to preserve the best rivalry in college football. Gators, Wildcats, Dogs, your fans are disappointing. So I got to say this. The Gator fans' rivals are Miami, which is in the ACC. The Wildcats' rival is University of Louisville, which is in the ACC, and the Georgia Bulldogs. Who are they rivals? Georgia Tech, which is in the ACC. Those are 3 rivals that are in the same state. Those 3 teams did not vote for their teams to play their rivals. I don't know about I don't know if Georgia and Georgia Tech consider themselves rivals. I don't know if the Gators and Miami consider themselves rivals. I don't know if the Wildcats and Louisville consider themselves rivals. But let's keep reading, man. Let's keep reading. So this is Ray Tanner. Discuss modified SEC football schedule. Next step for the Gamecocks. I'm going to read a little bit of it. So it says, following Thursday's announcements by the SEC to go with a 10-game conference schedule, only schedule, and then I may add, South Carolina Athletic Director Ray Tanner shed some light on the process and what the decision was moving forward. Tanner said the team will play 10 games in 12 weeks, with the Gamecocks having a bye week in the middle of the schedule, along with the open week in the case a game has been postponed. The season will begin for all SEC teams on September 26th, with the conference championships taking place on December 19th in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I don't know how, if we cannot play Clemson, who would think that the SEC championship game will keep going? People are just delusional. But it says while SEC officials were able to put together a tentative schedule format for the upcoming season, they were not able to save non-conference games for teams, which means this year, Palmetto Bowl between Carolina and Clemson has been canceled. I hate the name of the Palmetto Bowl, but let's keep going. We tried diligently, Tanner said. I know Clemson athletic director Dan Ravakovich. I think I said his name right. And I have been talking for weeks about doing our very best to somehow keep the game on the schedule. We were unsuccessful in doing that. We all wanted to play that game. There's no question about it. There won't be any non-conference games, but Carolina will play 2 more SEC foes this year as a part of the modified schedule. However, these teams have not been named yet. What's our record going to be? 2 and whatever. Kentucky and Vanderbilt. Those are 2 wins right there. Anyway, Tanner also added that fans may be able to attend games this year at William Price Stadium, but the models that task force officials have come up with won't allow a packed house when the Gamecocks take the field. Nobody wants to watch the games. I mean, I can tell you exactly what it would be, Tanner said. I speculate today that all I could do, maybe somewhere north of 20,000, I guess. That's a lot of people. 20,000 people in an 80,000. That's a lot of people. In order for Carolina to host fans, the university would have to apply for an exemption for the South Carolina Department of Consumers because the event will hold more than 250 people in the venue. Let's see this COVID-19, man. COVID-19 is crazy, man. It is crazy. It got us doing stupid stuff. Like, we don't want to spread COVID-19, but we can allow 20,000 people in a stadium to watch a football game. And for one, man, college football is in shambles. They need one person that is going to lead everybody, because that doesn't make any sense that the ACC and the SEC cannot play each other in a non-conference game. It doesn't make any sense that the SEC will allow teams to travel hundreds of miles to play each other, but you cannot play in the same state as your rivals. I think if your whole idea is to keep college players safe, which that's not the case, people. That is not the case. People do not. These college programs do not want to just keep the kids safe. It's all about money. And they're positioning themselves to maybe hopefully have a college football playoffs so that their schedules won't be diminished by playing a non-conference player. It's mind-blowing, right? It's mind-blowing the fact that no 4 teams did not vote to play their rivals in the ACC, that they all want to. I think it's crazy. So what are my thought process, man? In the state of South Carolina, we don't know if high school football is going to be played in the spring or the fall. We don't know how the team is going to look. We don't know what the season is going to be. We don't know if the season can continue, because if cases spike, which they may, what if these players get coronavirus, which can happen, because look at Major League Baseball. Look what they're doing, right? Major League Baseball cannot keep the bubble structure straight because they don't have no bubble. College football won't have no bubble. So for college football to say that, hey, we're going to go to these different stadiums where it's going to be 20,000 people, how many people that's going to be, to watch a freaking football game so that you won't spread COVID-19. But you can't play your arch rival. So I don't know how interested I am going to be in the season, guys. I'm probably going to watch, but I don't think we're going to be that very good, because a lot of those games that we had Coastal at ECU. I forgot what else we had this year. I'm going to break down the schedule when it comes up. But we had some games that we could have won, and then depending on if we was going to get on the roll or not, we may have had a chance to win six games this year. Maybe. We only won 4 games last year. I don't think we're going to win no more than 2. With all SEC teams going to be wanting to lick their lips to play us. You know why? Because we're the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the SEC right now, right? And our little hope is to knock Clemson off their high horse, and we can't even do that this year. So hopefully in 2021, Clemson sucks, and we can play them again, and we can say, hey, they did not beat us 7 years in a row. It may be 6 plus 1. So whoever wins next year, it would be like, hey, look, you didn't beat us in a row. You know, as 7 out of 8 years or whatever. But I do hope and pray that the state legislation can step in and let this game happen, man. Because come on, man, it doesn't make sense. COVID-19 logic does not make. There's no logic at all because everybody's trying to do their own thing, and it doesn't make sense. I need you to write what you think about in the comment section below. And also, man, I am wanting you to join the Nosebleeds, man. I am doing a new live sports talk show. It's called In the Nosebleed with Lucky Murray. If you love what you hear, sign up with your email below. I'll send you some information and also some details when I release my first episode. I think I'm going to do it when football season starts. We cover high school football. If you're in the upstate, we're going to cover high school football. We're going to do collegiate football at South Carolina. We also do some NBA, man. I don't do a whole lot of pro sports, but if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. So go in the comment section below, join the Nosebleed fam, and it's going to be a great show. So I don't know how this is gonna work. We're gonna do once a week, but if y'all feeling the vibe, we may do it every single day. Again, it's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray here, with 4 sports. And yeah, South Carolina still is not gonna play Clemson, but hey, who am I? I'm just a guy who has a microphone that's a fan of a fan. Let me know what you think about this conversation below. This is crazy, but until next time, people.